Hassan is in Slough. Hassan, what would you like to say?
Hi, James. You can probably guess that I am a strong supporter of the Republicans. But I totally...
Not this guy, though.
Well, yeah, that's it. I totally disagree with Donald Trump. And I think this petition is a complete waste of time. And the parliamentary debate that's due to take place later is just preposterous, I think.
Is it embarrassing?
Yes, it is embarrassing, because we're giving him publicity that he doesn't really need. And I did actually write a letter to Donald Trump inviting him to come to the UK, and I did send you a copy a few weeks ago. And I responded to some of the claims he made on his website about Muslims, about Sharia law, and the statistics.
You're wasting your time, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, it's unlikely that he'll read it. I mean, who am I? I'm just a little Hassan from Slough.
No, Hassan, even if he did read it, which is, I grant you, unlikely, you're trying to fight feelings with facts.
I know where you're going with this, but I think he should be invited to come to the UK. I'd like him to meet a lot of the Muslim communities here. I'm a governor of a Muslim school.
You wouldn't be allowed to go to America, and actually, because you mentioned that you have Republican sympathies. People who are new to the programme, recognise the voices and the names of people who ring in regularly. You were a Conservative Party candidate, if memory serves correctly. Tell me how you, as a right-wing British Muslim, feel about a right-wing American telling you that you're not allowed into his country, and people here cheering him.
Yeah, and I think it's ignorance, and that's why all the more reason we need to have dialogue and mutual understanding.
No, how does it make you feel? I think obviously it's ignorance, but how does it make you feel?
It made me feel fairly upset. And one thing I actually missed out in the letter, which I should have said in response to your question, is that after the 9/11 attacks, I actually went to America. I visited New York in November, to give support to the people of New York, and I visited Ground Zero. So if Donald Trump was president then, he probably wouldn't have allowed me to come in. And I would have. That's the point I need to highlight to him, that there are Muslims that would support America when they're under terrorist attacks, and he needs to know that. And of course, I don't know where he gets his information from, so all the more reason.
You do know where he gets his information from. He gets his information from Cloud9. He gets Cloud Cuckoo Land. He gets his information. He just says, "We've seen it here. We've got our own versions." They say anything that will frighten and enrage. It doesn't matter whether it's true or not, because by the time the truth has emerged, the fear and fury is neck deep.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing I was quite surprised with is he is an international businessman. He deals with lots of people from different backgrounds, different cultures. So he's dealt with the Middle East, and he would have some sense of understanding and respect for all cultures. So it's very surprising he came to the conclusion that to ban Muslims.
It's not surprising at all, because he's a sociopath. So you're trying to analyse rationally the actions of a man who is fundamentally irrational and will say whatever he needs to say to sell the most tickets for his ghost train, which is, I'm not even going to brook criticism of that analysis. It's just bang on, stone cold fact. But we still should let him in. Hassan's absolutely right. Of course he has to. You can't have a debate in the House of Commons about keeping Donald Trump out of the country. For talking gibberish, if you got banned from Britain for talking gibberish, there'd only be 3 of us left by tea time.